Selling Perlman recognized that there are three dominant factors that emerge from the rich historical data. That is, the capacity or incapacity of the capitalist system to survive as a ruling group in the face of revolutionary attacks. And he cites example of Russia. The source of the anti-capitalist influence is primarily from among the intellectual in any society. The most vital factor in the labor situation was the trade union movement. He argued further that essentially pragmatic trade unions struggle constantly not only against the employers for an enlarged opportunity measure in income, security and liberty in the shop and industry, but struggle also, whether consciously or unconsciously, actively or passively, against the intellectual who will frame its program and shape its policy. However, Perlman felt that a theory of labor movement should include a theory of psychology of the laboring man. For instance, there was an historical continuity between the guilds and trade union through their common fundamental psychology. The psychology of seeking a livelihood in the face of limited economic opportunity. It was when manual workers became aware of a scarcity of opportunity that they banded together into unions to protect their jobs and distribute employment opportunities among themselves equitably, and to subordinate the interests of the individual to the whole of labor organism. Unionism was ruled thus by this fundamental scarcity consciousness. So that is just the belief, and those are the basic principles and tenets of selling Perlman theory of the scarcity consciousness of manual worker. Like I explained earlier, that he believed that when workers, especially the manual workers, become conscious of the scarcity of their employment, then they tend to come together, and they are coming together to form labor movements to protect that scarce employment opportunity. So, and they ensure that employment opportunity is distributed among their members. That is the essence. And I said earlier that this whole concept of scarcity consciousness of manual worker was based on the experience of selling Perlman in America. And that are the basic concept that led to the formation of various forms of union shop and flock shop, open shop and closed shop arrangements. So in this era, what was obtainable then was for workers to come together, form a labor movement from trade union to protect their employment opportunity through what we call a closed shop arrangement. The closed shop arrangement is that workers will come together and negotiate with the employers that anytime employment opportunities is available in the industry or organization where they work, priority must be given to their member. So it is the responsibility of union executive in that industry to now mobilize people to join their union, because there's already established agreement between the union and the employers in that industry that they cannot employ outside the union fold. So it's a form of an arrangement with which workers protect their employment. So I'm knowing fully well in that industry that when employment opportunity arises, employers will always consult with the labor movement. So that is the essence of job consciousness of manual workers, or scarcity consciousness, and it led to the emergence of what we know as closed shop arrangement or agreement with the employer. So that is also an offshoot of practices that led to floor shop and open shop as we experience in other parts of the client. Thank you very much. Robert Hoxie theory is majorly on classification of unionism. That is his own contribution to uh, labor movement and theoretical framework of labor. He classified union based on their function. The first he identifies the business union for protecting the interests of various craftsmen. The modern trade union we have emanated from the craft union. The craft union are skill specific. If you are not part, if you don't possess that skill specificity, you cannot be member of that union. So as a result of that, they are much more interested in protecting the welfare of their member, and we call them as bread and butter union or company-based union. They are much interested in the people that they work together, they possess the same skill, work for the same employer. He also identified uplift unionism. These are more of professional unionism. He gave example of Association of Sales Engineer. They are professionals. They are only protecting the interest of their member. A good example of uplift unionism in Nigeria, Nigerian Bar Association, Nigerian Association of Medical Doctors in Nigeria, Association of Dentists in Nigeria. They are there to protect the interest of their member, but they are not interested in regulation of terms and conditions of employment. Then you have the revolutionary unionism, as we explained under Marx's theory of labor movement, that they are interested in changing the social order. They want to establish the government of the working people in the industry. Then we also have the predatory unionism, which rests on the support of others. A good example of the trade union is the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University. They function less, but they rely on the functionality of NASU and NAT to operate effectively in the university system. Then you have the Frank Tannenbaum theory of man versus machine process. According to Tannenbaum, he believed that the union is formed as a reaction to alienation and loss of community in individualistic and unfeeling society. He believed that the transition from feudalism to capitalism has eroded our communal way of life, has denied us of our communal way of life that human beings were created to experience before the transition from feudalism to capitalism. He said trade union has come to re-establish that communal way of life, that trade union exists in the organization in order to protect the social relationship, the filial relationship, the social contract between people that work together. He believed that capitalism comes and destroy our communal way of life, that trade union has come to replace that